does the Isle of Man stand out from other jurisdictions?
The Isle of Man back in 2007 really saw a niche, and the government identified that business aviation as a 24/7 industry. Before that point, most of the registers were really run by government departments and not business focused. So the whole concept of business aviation operating 24/7 throughout the globe was really a completely foreign sort of thought. So what the Isle of Man did from day one is very much set the standard, having a service-driven business jet register. The main thing was trying to focus on private and corporate aviation. They did not go down the route that some of the other registers did, having commercial operations, therefore allowing themselves to really focus on that key market being large corporate professionally managed aircraft. What they wanted to do was to support the business aviation industry, and by doing that they had to make themselves accessible, which they have done since then, and that continues to be the case today.
The Isle of Man has a really great and simple recipe. They take high standards of corporate governance, high standards of regulation, and combine those with a customer-facing attitude. And this is what the Isle of Man Aircraft Registry has really done. They've taken great service standards, the highest regulation, the highest sense of safety, and then combined this with a can-do, client-facing attitude that is worthy of anybody in international business. This recipe really is so simple. And in fact, since the Aircraft Registry opened in 2007, you can see that around the world, aircraft registries have opened and tried to replicate the recipe that the Isle of Man Aircraft Registry started.
What is your experience working with the Isle of Man aircraft business community?
We've been very fortunate. We've managed to attract a very wide range of clients with varying sizes of aircraft. One of the things the Isle of Man realised when they set their requirements for registration was in relation to weight. Now, slightly below the weight level that was set is a number of aircraft that were very popular. So the Isle of Man government with the registry realised that closing themselves to those aircraft, which are almost entry-level business jets, was going to be a disadvantage. They therefore took a very flexible approach, allowing that limit to be dropped where there's an economic benefit in the Isle of Man. So not only growing the Isle of Man Aircraft Registry, but also further enhancing industry and allowing people like ourselves, corporate service providers, VAT advisors, the banks, the law firms, to all benefit from what was a great concept being the registry. One of the things that they also realised, the Isle of Man Aircraft Registry has a team of surveyors which are located throughout the world, providing owners with the ability to have their aircraft surveyed in a wide range of locations. They're not fixed. You don't have to go to a certain point in order to have your registration completed.
Since 2007, when the Isle of Man Aircraft Registry started, we have seen a business community with only a handful of specialists turn into a specialist business aviation community with so many different people working from tax advice to finance to administration to aircraft managers, all specialising in business aviation. And it's truly wonderful to see how many people are now involved in the business aviation community in the Isle of Man. In 2010, on this, we actually started the Isle of Man Aviation Conference, and this brings together people from the Isle of Man, but from all over the world, coming together to discuss their ideas, debate, network, share information. It's a truly, truly wonderful time, and it showcases everything that the Isle of Man and the Isle of Man Aircraft Registry have to offer.
Why the Isle of Man Aircraft Registry?
The Isle of Man Aircraft Registry is really one of the only aircraft registers that is dedicated to business aviation, and that really has shown by the level of growth that has been experienced over the past 12 years. They're about to register their 1,100 aircraft, which is a fantastic achievement for such a small island. What they've done over the years is they've moved with the times. One of the things they now do is allow electronic certificates to be placed on board aircraft, which means that it saves time. The whole point of buying a business jet is it's the only asset the ultra high net worth and the corporate entities can purchase that saves time. So by having the certificates placed on board the aircraft and issued electronically, you no longer have to wait for those physical certificates to be placed on board, allowing that aircraft to be operational quicker.
The Aircraft Registry strive to continually provide the highest levels of safety, regulation and client service to each of their aircraft owners. And part of the reason that they are so successful in this is the team behind the Aircraft Registry. Not only are they dedicated professionals, they truly have a passion about aircraft and they truly work together as a team. And that creates an incredible atmosphere for aircraft owners and everybody working with aircraft owners to participate and to feel that and have fantastic service levels. The registry and the team at the registry are incredibly adaptive when it comes to difficult situations or situations that suddenly present themselves. And you can see that in regulation change or in compliance changes. But more recently, during the pandemic, you have seen several difficult situations present themselves, and the Aircraft Registry have decided what is practical, what is possible, how can we modernise, and how can we get around these challenges. And they've really worked to seize the moment and better the service for aircraft owners.